All right, it's another week.
Yes, so back again.
Yeah, we're here.
Back again. Shout out to all the Whiskies fans that had a lot to see last week. They found my Instagram page, said a lot of stuff, a lot of threats, a lot of insults. But you know what? It's just what it takes, man. It is just the fact. If your favorite artist does not want to be an Afrobeat artist, you just need to make music that is not Afrobeat. I mean, we had the song Black Jay-Z teased last week. What is that? That's Afrobeat now. So if you want to compete, if you want awards in pop categories, R&B categories, go and make the type of music The Weeknd is making. Make the type of music John Baptiste is making. Don't be doing EAGG and be doing and speaking pidgin and speaking Yoruba and thinking you are going to use it to win pop categories. It won't happen. Burna Boy made an hip hop song and got a hip hop nomination. So yeah, if you want the same thing, leave Afrobeat alone and go and make the type of music that you can compete with. Is he willing to take the risks? We'll wait and see. The album is coming. So yeah, let's get to today's episode. Yeah.
That's facts only. All right, so today we're talking about Tyla. She recently had a debut album, and there have been talks about is it Afrobeat or is it not? So, what do you think about Tyla's debut album?
Man, I think the album is actually good. I think I like it. I think it's not too much. There's no part of it that's too much, right? There was no experimentation on the album. Our breakout single "Water." It was a mixture of Amapiano with house music, deep house music, blended with Afrobeat in terms of Afrobeat arrangements and pop melodies. So she retained that formula on her debut album. The people that wrote on Water, because she has a couple of songwriters that she works with. So the same people wrote a couple of songs on this album. So you can see that the structure remains. There's that familiarity in terms of the sonic arrangement, in terms of the composition. It has that element of Water. Now, Water is a very sensual song. It talks about like sex and everything. So she maintains that theme of sensuality, of love, desire, passion. It's the same thing across the album. And you can tell that okay, the writing, the lyricism, the writing takes a particular approach, a particular dimension to capture that sensuality, that sexy part of her. She's a diva and she has the music to match. So she makes music for that appeals to women, that appeals to the sexuality, the sensuality of women. So she was able to do that on this album. And the melodies as well, they're very pop like they're very they're blended, they're like fused in American pop style, like the way she sings, the way she molds her melody, her harmonies, her delivery, the structure. They're very American pop like, they're not African pop like. Aside the fact that she used African kind of production, Amapiano, Deep House, and like arranged in Afrobeats manner, it's all American. Like it's not American, it's very, very American, the melodies. And they're also steeped in R&B. You could tell that okay, she can sing. Even though she's trying to be a pop star, she is a pop star. She can sing. There's songs like Butterfly where like her vocal shines. This woman can sing. Like she has the voice to be an R&B star if she chooses to be. So I think the music is really good. The production, maintains that Water structure. Trying to like position her as a pop star, as a global pop star that still has a bit of an African facing. So she blended Amapiano, Afrobeat, for the production, and still also carries that pop music, that popish, that American popish production. So it's actually like, save for the production, you cannot tell she's African. She's not speaking like if a Nigerian makes pop music, it's still going to carry that significant Nigerian touch, especially in terms of language. We're going to blend pidgin with Lamba, with Nigerian language, with Yoruba, Igbo, stuff like that. And the only few times we don't do it is when we're making maybe like R&B songs, like full R&B songs that doesn't even explore Afrobeat in any manner. Like Thames' music, where she's an R&B star, she doesn't really touch Afrobeat in terms of even language and drums and shakers. Same thing when Whiskey did on Essence, just pure R&B with minimal Afrobeat infusion. So that's what she did, and she like it's almost as if it's Ariana Grande exploring Amapiano, because you cannot see the Africanness or the African touch in her music beyond the production, right? So yeah, so the production was really grounded in American pop music, and also the features. Now, like let's talk about the features. She's been trying to they're positioning her to be a pop star, a global pop star, and she got into the US mainstream I'll say she entered the US mainstream by using that Afrobeats train, by taking the Afrobeats train. Afrobeat has been on an ascension in America in the last couple of years, from Love Wanting to Essence to Last to Calm Down. We've been sustaining the run with its singles. So she kind of like up on that train. And Water carried that Afrobeats feel, and she upped on that train. So the futures are the people she collaborated with. I feel that there's a deliberate approach. There's a deliberate attempt to try to like, follow the same path that Afrobeat stars who have had success in the US have followed. Although she has a more broader, a more deliberate US facing. Like all the artists she featured on the album, they're all familiar with Afrobeats. Like Ghana, for example, right? In the last 12 months, he's been on two Nigerian records. Victor Thompson's Blessing, the remix, Nigerian gospel artist. He was on Happiness, SARS featuring Ashake, the blend of Amapiano, Afrobeats, and funk music. Yeah. So he also sampled Shoma Jozi on his song Fuck You Mean. So this is the guy that has explored Africa and Afrobeat music like elaborately in the last 12 months. So he's familiar with the sound. So he was like I think it was an easy option for the collaboration. When they tried to like ease her into territories where Afrobeats is already been accepted, like in the hip hop community in the US, like courtesy of Ghana. In dancehall, Afrobeat is quite popular in dancehall, and she also features Skillibeng that was on Wizkid's album. So this is someone that is kind of like familiar with Afrobeat already. And of course, Thames, Nigerian R&B star. I mean, she's huge in the US, she's huge in the UK. So she also exposes Tyla to a whole new audience. Although Tyla seems to be like the face of African music internationally right now, but Thames is just like Thames. I think Thames has a more global listener base, and she also has. I'm not like very sure about this, but I think if I'm going to predict, I think Thames has more older listeners compared to Tyler. I think more millennials, more people above 30 kind of listening to Thames more than they possibly listening to Tyler. I'm not sure, but so that's like she's penetrating a wider audience using someone like Thames. And Becky G as well, the Latin pop star. Becky G in 2023, she was on Kiss Daniel's Cough remix, which I think was very, very interesting because I never thought that would happen. So yeah, so Becky G is also like familiar with Afrobeat, so the positioning, she was able to like, she chose to feature artists who are already familiar with Afrobeat, so, to further solidify penetration of the American market. So overall, the project was well grounded. It had sonic coherence. You could tell, okay, this is pop music grounded in the musicality of African production, and also in the sonics of Western pop music. So it's not a bit too much for anybody. But the only thing I see people talk about that might be a bit of criticism is that it's very familiar, like it's almost overly engineered, like it's almost like AI music, like it's almost perfect in a way that, I don't know if you understand. Like it's almost perfect in a way that you could tell like they just wanted her to do this thing. Like there was no experimentation, there was no margin for error. She was not taking any risks. It was just as if like she had minimal input in the music herself, beyond she just like working with the songwriters and writing songs that sound in this particular manner. Just easy pop music that easily enjoyable, and that can actually get her eat songs that can extend the water run. So, but aside that, I think it's really enjoyable pop music that everyone would enjoy. There's something inside for everyone.
All right. So, can she be classified as an Afrobeat artist or pop?
Yeah, I mean that's like it's like it's Tyla and Afrobeat. That's not. She's not. She's not. The music is more pop than it is Afrobeat. It's an Afrobeat in terms of arrangement. I think the song that sounds like Afrobeat the most on the album is Arts. The ART song Arts. The use of lock drum on that song, it felt like it is similar to the way we use lock drums in Nigeria. The way Magic Sticks, the way it deploys lock drum, it is quite familiar to it. But aside that, although the arrangement is kind of like Afrobeat, they combine deep house music and piano, and they put like a bit of Afrobeat touch to it in terms of the arrangement. The melodies are very, very pop, very, very American pop like, right? The melodies, and also the language, all English. All English. Like you don't hear anything outside English. So with Afrobeats, aside the production, you need to have that language. There's always that saying that once you speak English like this, so once you speak pidgin English like this, and you be added to Lamba, it enters Afrobeat territory. No matter what you want to claim, it enters Afrobeat territory. But she's able to like make really, she's able to make really pop leaning Western music, Western pop music. So I don't think, while the production touches on Afrobeat, I don't think she can be classified as an Afrobeat at all. She's a global pop star. I don't even know if she can be classified as an American, as a South African pop star. Right now, she sounds to me more like an American pop star that is just like leaning towards her roots, which is Africa, and combining elements of the biggest markets, Nigeria and South Africa. But while she's not an Afrobeat artist, she has benefited from Afrobeat. That's fact. I will argue that one any day, anytime. Again, as I said before, Afrobeat has been on an ascension in the US, and she kind of like hopped on that. Like, she benefited from that. And also, even the Grammys. The only reason, or at least the primary reason we have African song performance category at the Grammys is because of the exploits of Afrobeat. It's because of the exploits of Nigerian artists in the US, right? And they created a category, and she was the first person to win it. And that also helped our profile to grow in the US. So if CK didn't do Love Wanting Thing, if Whiskey didn't blow up, like take Afrobeat to a whole new level with Essence, if Burna Boy didn't have that mega hit, last, if there was no terms, if Rema didn't break all the African records with Calm Down, there might not have been that category, right? And they created that category, and the first winner of that category is a South African by the name of Tyla. So there's no way we can say she has not benefited from Afrobeat. She has benefited from Afrobeat, but she's not an Afrobeat.
All right. So what does this album tell us about Tylas Positioning?
Yeah, I think it just makes it really clear that she is being positioned to be a global pop star. She's being positioned to be an American artist. It's different. It's different from for you being a Nigerian artist, making music for Nigerians and trying to break into American audience. Trying to make music for Nigerians, but the music still works in the US market. You still get it in the US market, and you still service it there, and you're like the face of the movement there. You understand? But with her, it's different. I don't think they're trying to make her the face of the movement, even though that's what she is right now. I think for her right now, if they're going to bring pop star, I think that's why they kind of like retain that African element in our production. Because if they're going to like try to like do something now and bring like artists from different sides of American, R&B star, pop star, rapper, and they want to add diversity and say, okay, let's get an African artist as well, she might be the one that they favor the most because our music is the most popping song by an African in the US, right? But I don't think they're trying to position her as an African artist that will making African songs for African while breaking into the US. No, I think they're trying to position her as a pop star that is making music for American audience. So this is just like the first attempt. Like going forward, she might just like win herself of this African touch and just go full American pop, like full American pop, likes of Olivia Rodrigo, Taylor, Billy, and everybody. Like that African touch might not be there anymore. Depends. So I think they're positioning her as a global pop star. If you see the media run she's done, going to Kai Cenat's live stream, that's a very American move. Like the people who have gone there, 21 Savage, Nicki Minaj, they are American mainstream big guys, right? So they're positioning her to follow that path as well. So, and it also, the music also let us know that she's versatile. She can sing. While she's a pop star, she could make R&B, and that also like endears her towards the American audience. She makes very sensual music. She makes very girly like music. So, and that's going to like contribute to our progress. So from the album, it just tells us that she is being positioned to be a future pop star that would compete at the highest level in American pop music. And at some point, we would forget that she's an African, like possibly the way it was with Rihanna. when Rihanna started the beat, she still had that Caribbean element, It helps to distinguish her and say, okay, this is the new person coming, bringing this flavor. But sooner, like at some point, she weaned herself of that Caribbean element. That point the beat kind of like, she let it go and she focused on just being an American pop star. I think that might be the part Tyla is following, and at some point we might see this play out well with the type of music she drops in the future.
Okay, so now that the debut album is out, she's in a lot of media runs, she's out there. So what do you think comes next for her?
I think first and foremost is the tour. It's the tour. She canceled the tour last year over health reasons. Was it this year or last year? Over medical reasons, and I think there's a bit of like of volume issue too to that. I don't think it's just medical. I don't think she doesn't have the volume of songs to perform at that point. Yeah, I mean, Water was popping, but that was it. After Water, then what next? Like, she has a couple of handful of songs. So the one with Ira, a couple of songs, but they didn't pop in the US so much that she would go on tour. So it wasn't really feasible to go on tour with one song. So I felt they wanted to push the tour back, let her drop the album first, work the album, try to get the album going, then she goes on tour. So right now, I think she would go on tour. She has material to go on tour with. And also she created the album for almost for touring. If you listen to the songs, they're not rigs, they are not deep cuts. They are not deep cuts, they are not rigs, they are not like songs on which she takes rigs where she try to like explore like EDM or explore like deep soul, or something that would not be mainstream appealing. Everything she did on that album are just things that the average pop consumer would like. You understand? So it's an album that she can tour with because the songs are very familiar, they can sing along to the songs, and they're easy to listen to. So I expect her to go on tour. And after that, there's a lot of expectation for her. She's won a Grammy. She's entered the top 10 of the Billboard. She's been positioned as a global pop star. So we'd like to see maybe she'll start getting into big festival lineups as well. All these big festivals in the US, she will start getting there, start performing on bigger stages, in a way that captures her ambition as an American pop star. And overall, right, I think she has the talent that's very obvious. She's super talented, and she has the attention right now. She's popping. People want to listen to her. People are talking about her music. She's chatting, and so I think maybe maybe one song from this album gets into the Billboard Hot 100. Maybe it wouldn't be the hallmark of success if any song doesn't break into the Billboard Hot 100. It wouldn't mean the album wasn't successful. Yeah, I mean, it will still be a success if she can go on tour with it. It will still be a success if she can go on tour with it. But I think because of our positioning, because of the success of Water, it will be. I think the label will try to get one more song to chart in the one Hot 100, possibly Safer. Maybe Truth or Dare would get another run. The song with Thames. There's also the Take On song. I really love the song, the soulful Amapiano song Take On. So yeah, I think that might happen. And also we'll see her maybe appear in collaborations, not our collaboration now with other artists, being featured by other American pop stars. The way Rema was featured by Ice Spice, and the way Wizkid has been featured by a couple of years. So the way Burna Boy has been featured by Ed, and 21 Savage featured him, Usher featured him. So yeah. So they featured him. So that's them featuring the biggest African artists right now, right? So you like to maybe see the same thing for Tyla, and it will be interesting to see the type of people she works with, right? I think the way I see it, right, I don't think they're positioning her to be the face of the continent, right? So that means you don't want her to feature on songs where those people want African representation. You understand? Like maybe an American artist wants to make a song and wants to give that song an African feel. I don't think they'll want Tyla to be the person to bring the African feel. They'll say go for someone making music for Africans, right? So maybe we'll get to see her feature on songs that are made for American pop market, that she doesn't have to come play the African on the song. She can just be the pop star on the song. So yeah, that's one of the things I look forward to. So yeah, we just expect our career to take, to go higher than it is right now, to just like skydive and just like keep going higher. And she has the talent, she has the label backing, she has the platform to do all this. So right now she's a huge inspiration to African female artists, and so just like be really interesting to see how far she goes and what comes next for her in her career. But right now she's a big deal right now. She's the main deal right now, and yeah, it's just really exciting to see what comes next for her. Yeah, that's facts on me.